This court's precedents, I mean, Grutter also says, sorry, let me put my readers on here, using racial classifications are so potentially dangerous, however compelling their goals, they can be employed no more broadly. Going down a little bit further, all governmental use of race must have a logical endpoint, reasonable durational limits, sunset provisions, and race-conscious admissions policies. And I gather, Justice Alito is saying, when does it end? When is your sunset? When will you know? Because Grutter very clearly says this is so dangerous. Grutter doesn't say this is great, we embrace this. Grutter says this is dangerous and it has to have an endpoint. And I hear you telling Justice Alito there is no endpoint.
No, Your Honor, and I apologize if I gave that impression. So 3 points on the endpoint. We enthusiastically embrace the durational requirement, and we have tried to do everything possible to adopt race-neutral alternatives from the time of Grutter to today to minimize our consideration of race. In a university where our endowment during the record was around $3 billion, we have spent well north of $1 billion on financial aid programs to try to recruit low-income students across the board. And I think that that's the first generation race-neutral alternatives. And the second are to try to expand the pool. We have an incredibly extensive program where around half of our transfer students come from community colleges.
But if I could just interrupt for 1 second, how do you know when you're done? Justice Alito said if you have exact correlations to the the percentage in the population of a particular group, and you said you're not done then. So when would when would you have the endpoint?
I see.
I appreciate that you're undertaking all those efforts, but when is the endpoint?
I meant to respond to Justice Alito, meaning that we do not need to reach that point for us to feel that we have met our diversity goals. What we're doing today is we feel that we are achieving the educational benefits of diversity.